All right. Today in the Creative Corner, we have a special guest today who is going to educate us a little bit about the law. So can you please tell us your name and what your business is?
Hi, so my name is Margarite Camaj. Everyone calls me Maggie or Maji. I am the co-founder of the Camaj and Lee firm. My law partner is Margaret Lee, and we are two diverse women who protect artists to the fullest extent and protect businesses and a bunch of other things. But first and foremost, we're entertainment attorneys.
Nice, nice. We're in the Creative Corner with Maggie Camaj. Can I say that?
Yes, you can.
um,
Perfectly.
who is a lawyer out here. And so you say you're an entertainment lawyer. Like, give us a little bit of background about like what aspect of entertainment you cover, and then also like just a little bit of sample of what you would do for an artist.
Sure. So we really cover all areas of entertainment law, but we primarily focus on music. However, we also do film and television, fashion and apparel, and sports as well. When it comes to music, we focus on all types of artists. They can be rising artists, independent artists, and then artists who are looking to sign over to a record label deal. And our focus is really on making sure that people are knowledgeable on the topic of what they want to do with their career, that they're focused on their goals, and that they know what they want without jumping into something and signing something that can possibly be detrimental to them in the future.
Exactly.
Um, so we're really here to help them stay protected as they move through the music industry, regardless of what path they choose.
We're on ESPN Richmond 106.1 FM, and we're here with Maggie Camaj, who is an entertainment lawyer, telling us a little bit about the game. So in the aspect of like where artists are at now with music and now TikTok being involved and stuff like that, like what are the common errors that you see with like new artists who are maybe like looking to sign to a major label or who are looking to get into indie? Like what are some of the biggest misconceptions you see?
So some of the biggest misconceptions are really that people are usually very eager, which is a beautiful thing because they
Yeah.
should, yeah, and they should be eager about their art, but they should also have that foundation set into place. Therefore, regardless, whatever comes in their path, they kind of know their goal and they don't just jump to what seems appealing. And usually it's really important to have a team. And a lot of people have a misconception that they don't need an attorney until later on in the game. But honestly, that's not the case because, sometimes people think attorneys may be too expensive, but there are affordable attorneys available to you. And therefore, you're kind of saving yourself where in the long run, you may end up spending a lot of money or being in a situation that you don't want to be in.
And now that you said it about like finding attorneys that are affordable, like how do you know if someone's trying to beat you over the head with the price? And
Yeah.
instead of just, like how do I know that he's really $400 an hour opposed to $40 an hour? Like, how do I know how to gauge that?
Right. So honestly, reach out to attorneys. Look up their reviews online. Don't always go. I mean, a lot of people have another misconception, like they have to go to these huge law firms because they're reputable. But sometimes huge law firms look at artists and look at creatives, athletes, whatever the case is. They look at them as a number,
Dollar
and they
sign. Yeah.
right, yeah, dollar sign and a number. They don't really look at them as a person and look at their needs and cater to their needs. So sometimes it's better to go to a boutique attorney because they're focused on you and they are very picky on what clients they take on. Therefore, those clients sometimes can even become family, right? So they care about their needs. And when they really look at the price, I mean, just shop around, look online, look at what people say. You can get a consultation for, let's say we charge, for example, 150 for up to 30-minute consultation.
Mhm.
Sometimes at least you can, and I'm sure there's other attorneys who do the same. And people have this conception like, hey, it's going to be like 1,000 to get on like, even, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah,
whatever the
yeah.
case is, out of reach. But yeah, so you really just look at that, reach out. Sometimes it's better, like, let me hop on that call, let me get on a consultation. So at least and you have the knowledge. How could I budget? How could I do this? Is it affordable? So that's the definitely a first place to start consultations.
How many times do you often hear people in creatives say that they went to their friend who was like a divorce attorney to try to get them? Like, speak on that, because like that, I feel like that's something that I would do. You know, I hear someone's a lawyer, I'm just like, okay, I know you do I mean, I know there's different types of lawyer for different things, but like, speak on that a little bit, and I'd love
Yes.
to hear about
So
that.
So it's interesting you say that because you know what you're saying, because a lot of people, I hear them like, hey, like I had a family attorney and this
Yeah,
attorney, yeah, and this attorney is like in divorce court, but I showed them an entertainment contract. And so when you go to law school, you really go to law school for everything, right? So
mhm.
I went to law school for everything. So you just have to, because everyone takes the bar exam, and the states is what differentiates how the bar exam is. But
Mhm.
I went out of my way to do entertainment law, right? And then I went out of my way to, work under an entertainment attorney and really learn the ins and outs. A lot of people don't take entertainment law at all. They
Yeah.
just take the basic courses in law school. So now, if you're
Oh,
presenting them, right? So if you're presenting them, because an entertainment law class is never a core, right? You don't have
gotcha.
to take it.
Yeah.
So if you present a contract to a divorce attorney, they're not, often more so no than yes, are they going to understand the language. So they may give you a perspective on what they believe is true, but it's always, always, always seek out what somebody is passionate about, whether it's an
Yeah.
attorney or anything. Like you wouldn't go to
A
a
doctor, yeah, a
foot
foot doctor for
doctor
your
for the
hand.
heart, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally agree with that. We're on ESPN Richmond 106.1 with Maggie Camaj, who is an entertainment lawyer. And speaking to that last question I just asked you, what, with new contracts being rolled out, like there's so many different avenues of being an artist now, from independent to, like you said, major label. In some of these contracts that you're seeing with artists, like what are some of the things that you're seeing that maybe the everyday person wouldn't know that they try to throw into these contracts?
Of course. So I think exclusive is a very big word that some people may not understand. And sometimes words change based on their definition. So sometimes, if, for example, if a word is capitalized, a lot of people won't know that, hey, that has to be defined. So then later on, if it's not capitalized, it kind of switches its meaning. And also copyright. It's a huge, 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 huge aspect of owning your music and owning your masters. There's just certain terminology where the slightest word can be changed and
Yeah,
shaped to make a whole new meaning. Whereas, unless an attorney's eyes saw it, people, the average person won't really know to pick it up. So
got
that's
you.
why it's always better get a contract reviewed before you sign it, because you can be locked in forever and you don't even know it possibly.
That's great information. That's great information. So, Maggie, tell me a little bit more about your law firm and, like, where you guys are headed with that. How you kind of got started with, you and your partner. How did you guys get together? Speak upon about that.
Sure. So we are two diverse women. I'm Albanian. My law partner is African American. Just to be women in the entertainment industry space, I feel like is not that common, especially as attorneys. So we kind of have to navigate through being in a male dominant attorney space, especially my law partner is an African American woman, and I'm so proud of her. Um, and what we really want to do is we want to help out artists just pave their own path, like we said in the beginning. So we're focused on everybody, and we'll take on everybody. But again, like we wrote a book called 50 Keys to Success in the music business from two entertainment attorneys, and it was number one on Amazon for months.
Oh, wow. I
Um,
have to check that out.
yeah, and it's very basic, but it's key facts, and it's knowledge that an artist should have from the beginning that they can use, because again, your foundation is so important and how you build that is so important, and it prevents you from making mistakes further on in your career. You never want to be like 5 years in and want to go back and be like, oh my God, I didn't lay this breakdown, right? Where I could have done that in the beginning and
Right.
it would have helped me out. So yeah, we're really just focused on, we're very picky about who we take on as clients. We want people to be passionate, love their art, and we want people to care for sure, and care about the culture as well, not just the dollar sign.
Well, now, when it comes to podcasting, because I know podcasting is becoming huge and whatnot, and it's aligning a lot with the music industry, because a lot of artists are now going over into podcasting and vice versa. Like, what are you guys handling, like podcast contracts? Like, how are
Yeah.
you dealing with those type of things now that that's becoming a major, avenue of media?
Of course. And record labels are also really getting their hands in these podcast deals as
Yes.
well, because there's a cross with artists and podcasts, like there's a bunch of like just people wanting to get their hands in everything in a sense,
Yeah.
right? It's very important. A podcast at the end of the day, it's streaming, right? It's like music in a sense. Everything's streaming. There's deals that come into it. So you just need to make sure, anybody who's doing a podcast needs to make sure that they're protected. And when they navigate through this space, they're protected, whether it's their copyright. So everything in the industry really ties back to copyright and owning your work, and having that protection as you navigate along. So definitely, definitely, definitely podcasting and just agreements set into place is also a very, very important thing.
That's very true. Very true.
I'm
The
sure
last thing, yes, the last thing that I wanted to ask you is, if for a new artist, or maybe someone who has a business and is finally getting to that next level where there's starting to be eyes on them, things are starting to get kind of a little bit more serious. Like, give someone 3 tips on how they should navigate the finding a lawyer space. What's 3 tips that you can give somebody so they can kind of go in the right direction to find the right type of person for them?
Sure. So they should always have a conversation with the person, feel their energy, make sure that they connect with the person, make sure that the person is passionate about what they do. Look at their website. Make sure that they have a website that you feel aligns with you, and hop on a consultation call with them and see if they're really there. I feel like you can pick it up. Anybody who's in tune with themselves can really pick it up to see, hey, this person really is going to fight for me and going to fight for me fully. And I'm not just a number. I'm an artist. They care about my goal. They care to hear my music. That's another thing. They care about your art. They want to hear it. What's your podcast like?
Yeah.
I want to hear an episode before I make a decision to take you on as a client. Do they care? Right. I think all of those things really, if they focus on that, and if they do it early on in their career, they'll really get ahead in the long run.
Perfect advice. And then the last question I have for you is, where are you guys, like, as entertainment lawyers? Instagram, social media is all about the content game. As entertainment lawyers who have their own firm, I know you said you guys do a lot of the work yourself. So
Yes.
How are you guys navigating that whole, like, having to push content in order to gain clientele?
So honestly, what I've noticed is word of mouth is the biggest in this era. Sometimes you wouldn't think that, but word of mouth is the biggest way that we get our clients, because if you treat somebody the way that they're supposed to be treated, that's going to go around and people will refer you to others, because it's very rare, especially in the music industry, I believe, to just find genuine people who care. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, in any industry, but especially in the entertainment industry, they care about only a dollar sign, and they don't take people as people. And so word of mouth has really, really been the biggest way that we've gained our clients. However, we do use social media as well. But again, word of mouth has really, really, really helped out. And that's, I guess, the traditional way, but it really has beat everything so far for us.
That's good. Let the people know where they can find you on social media, and say the name of your book again.
Sure. You can find me on social media, Maggie Camaj, MAGICAMAJ. And my law partner is Esclee, ESQLEE _. The name of my book is 50 Keys to Success in the Music Business from Two Entertainment Attorneys.
Well, folks, you heard it first right here on Create and Hustle on ESPN Richmond 106.1, the show where we like to ask creators, how did you take your idea, turn it into a business? And Maggie, want to thank you for joining us here on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.